Hey, it's an unstoppable day. Shout out to everybody in Facebook Live as well as Periscope. I'm Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge, and we are about to go live with the Unstoppable Stories show on blogtalkradio.com. We have got the Microsoft authors, the all-star authors that's going to be here in Chicago on the 10th of December, talking about their books and showcasing what they're doing on Microsoft at the Microsoft store. So I'm glad you're tuning in. Shout out to Sonia, shout out to Wendell on Facebook Live, and shout out to those who are going to be joining us in Periscope. Hey, the Blog Talk show on the Unstoppable Stories show.
Seconds.
Here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Unstoppable Stories show with Terrance Leftridge, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. Now here's your host, life accountability coach, Terrance Leftridge. Yes, it is an unstoppable day. And I am Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge, and welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. This show was created to give a voice, give a platform to those up-and-coming authors, speakers, coaches, people with causes that wanted to make their message known but couldn't quite afford the mainstream prices to be on TV or to be on national or local radio. This platform, the Unstoppable Story Show, allows you to get your message out to the masses in an economical way so that you can live the life and create the life that you were intended to live. As I said in the beginning, I'm your life accountability coach, Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge, with Unstoppable Coaching Services, where we help you create your vision, implement your vision, and then more importantly, we hold you accountable to making that vision a reality. And so welcome to this wonderful ensemble broadcast of the Unstoppable Stories show, where we are going to be talking to the phenomenal, the Hall of Famer, the visionary, the brand strategist, KC Biz Boss, otherwise affectionately known as Candy Conda. She came up with this great ideal and partnered with this great corporation to create this unstoppable event that's going to happen here in Chicago this weekend on December 10th at the Oak Brook Terrace Center in the Microsoft store, and it's called the All-Star Authors Event. So we're going to jump into talking to Candy, and we've got a couple of the dynamic authors that are going to be a part of that showcase on Saturday that are calling in. They're going to tell you a bit about what their books are about and what they're doing with their causes or with their businesses. And I guarantee you, if you stick around for this hour, if you've got something inside of your head that you know you need to turn into a book, you're going to have the keys and everything necessary to go ahead and be motivated to get started in 2017. So without further ado, let me bring in the brainstorm of this great event. I love her to death. She is a colleague, but she's also a friend. She's given me loads of advice on helping me move into the next level of my business and in my coaching practice. And we always bounce things off of each other as we continue on our journeys towards the next level of our greatness. She is a 6-time author. She is a Hall of Famer. She is a brand strategist, and she is the owner and creator of the internationally known event called Breakfast with the Boss. She is no other than Candy Conda, KC Biz Boss. Are you on the call?
Yes, I am on the call.
Hey, Candy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm exhausted, but I'm here.
Well, you know what? I am so glad that you have decided to spend a little bit of your time with us this evening, knowing that you are all over the globe with your Breakfast with the Boss tour and now your new event that I'll let you tell people about because it is just phenomenal, and I know it's just going to be a game changer in 2017. So tell our audience a little bit about Candy Conda.
Well, the short version is I love to create things and I love to provide resources, tools, and opportunities. So I want to get that out there first. And so I am in the African American Hall of Fame. I am vetted by the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for being the first African American woman to manage a women's pro basketball team. So I did own my own team here in Chicago. But I use every tool and resource that I have to provide resources for others, just like when I purchased the basketball team, except for I have a background in teaching entrepreneurship and branding. So I've been working with entrepreneurs for the last probably 15 years, helping them to start their small business, write their books, be ghostwriters, kind of like whatever they need, but more importantly, brand their business and brand themselves. And I have clients that are entrepreneurs, that are artists, that are entertainers, that are athletes. And when I got on Periscope, I started doing Breakfast with the Boss, which allowed me to go across the country and help small businesses with their social media monetization and branding. And it turned into what was initially was just, I'm going to do a couple of cities to a 41-city tour. But recently, I think I heard you mention I do have because I deal with a lot of athletes. I had a lot of athletes that were saying, hey, you help all these entrepreneurs, what about us? So recently I found out that there were a lot of athletes that just, they didn't make the big bucks, or they were on the lower rung, and they still wanted to become entrepreneurs. They wanted to become authors. So I came up with a workshop series called Life After Sports and talk about a game changer. I have had probably 10 conference calls since my event on Saturday that was in Atlanta.
Wow.
From NFL players, NFL organizations, NFL Bombs Associations. I mean, I've just talked to like some of the biggest names in football, in pro football, and pro basketball. And on Friday night, I had a women in sports honor, and I had women flag football players, women tackle football players, women boxers, women basketball players, to really come out and say, this is amazing. We needed this. It's been a long time coming. And so, basically I'm going to take everything I do with Breakfast with the Boss and transform it and morph it into helping athletes, primarily pro athletes and college athletes that need that, their next plan B. They need their next, their next whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing. So with that being said, about the resources and opportunities, of course I'm an author. And I've leveraged my brand into Microsoft, and we were just talking about, she said, what about an author's event? I was like, you know what? I'm around a lot of authors. I would love to give authors the opportunity to come into a different market. And although there are a lot of us, what I have realized is when there are a lot of us in one room talking, we come out with something amazing. So Instead of it just being 5 authors, I wanted it to be enough of us in there so, A, we could bring out people and actually come up with something, amongst ourselves. This might be the making of a tour, which is what everybody's asking me to do a tour. But what I found out is everybody dumps everything on me to create everything. And I want to go into 2017 with other people I want to meet like-minded people. So maybe all 10 of us don't, but if 5 of us say, let's do a tour, and we all are go-getters and, we have the tenacity to make it happen, that's what I'm hoping also morphs out of this Microsoft. And as well, I have already done 3 or 4 Microsoft locations, and so I don't know, it might be a Microsoft book tour, it might just be a book tour period, I don't know, but that's also what I hope that will be morphed or birthed, I should say, out of this event.
I love it, and I love how you are always thinking outside of the box, and I love how you are always inclusive of other people and helping other people get to their success level as well as you get along with yours. Because if it's one thing I know is, if I help somebody, then I get a blessing in return. It may not come
Absolutely.
It may not come right then and there, but rest assured, it's going to come. And I love that about you. You are a very giving person. But you know what? Tell us, how did you make the connection between Microsoft coming on board to help you with this? As little as you can, or as much as you can, because I know you got some things going.
First of all, I want to tell you a funny story about the power of connection. And we always talk about showing up. Right. Actually, I met with the Apple store to do a breakfast with the boss, a smaller, a smaller version, a briefer version of breakfast with the boss, because I'm an iPhone, Apple person. I've got Apple products. Yeah. And I actually met with the business development manager in Apple, and we were talking about doing the breakfast with the boss in Apple, and she says, you know what? I'm going to call up my friend in Microsoft. They could really use this. I'm like, okay. She's like, they're right down the street. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk on over there. You call her, tell her I'm coming. And then I did a breakfast with the boss at the Microsoft store here in Chicago, in Oak Brook, I should say. And then they loved it so much. They said, well, what about our other stores? And I said, well, what about your other stores? And so, I've done breakfast with the boss at the fashion show mall in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and, working on a couple of locations. And then she says, well, would you mind coming back and, doing another workshop for our school participants, our retirees? I'm like, absolutely not. I would love it. And then, then she says, I need some other stuff in December. She says, I know a couple of other people that have done, there's a ton of authors out here. And what about authors event? And she fell in love with it, and there we are. And so, our Microsoft is very open right now to working with small businesses because, of course, they're trying to compete with the Apples and the other. And they built these gorgeous stores.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Now they want to fill them up. They want their Surface Pro to be what iPad is to all of us. And the only way they can do that is do a boots on the ground and get people like us in that that use these types of technologies.
And it couldn't happen at a better time, because we're at the end of the year, and everybody who is somebody is now planning for for 2017. They're putting their strategies in place.
Absolutely.
They're deciding where they're going to invest their money. They're deciding where they're going to market the best way. And to have a brand name like Microsoft behind you, that just adds instant credibility to whatever it is that you're doing. So I am so glad that you made that connection, and I'm so glad that you have opened it up to a number of people to get on that bandwagon. And hopefully, like we always say, when we put an ideal out there, we want people to take massive action. Don't just sit on it. Don't just sit on this opportunity and do anything with it. So you put this great group of people together, of which I'm one of them, so I thank you for that first and foremost. But we've got we've got a number of people.
Go ahead and plug yourself.
Hey, you know what? It is called the Unstoppable Story Show for a reason. So, we got a couple of people on here that are also going to be a part of the event. So how about we just go through randomly and see if we can get them on the call and let them share their story. You feel? Go ahead.
But before you do that, I would like to say one quick thing.
Okay.
I want everyone that's listening to the show, but we already know this, but you and I say this all the time. You got to connect with people. Some of the people I met on Periscope, Facebook, some people met me through other people. I met Vanessa through you.
Yes.
Actually. And, Vanessa's now part of this group. Lisa, I met through another friend of mine named Joe. And, I met people through other people. So we've got to also just stay connected. That was my only point was, I met everybody through someone else.
And I that is a great point, and it's what I talk about all the time. I co-authored a book this year called The Power of Collaboration, and I truly, firmly believe that it's because of these collaborations that you and I have been on, or I've been on with Vanessa, or I've been on with other people in the group. Collaborated with Julia before, with a number of other people, because we collaborate with Sade. Exactly. Sade can't make it tonight, but she's definitely going to be there. Danny Randall, who's who's also going to be there. He's going to try to jump on the call tonight. But it's because of those collaborations that we've been able to increase our circle of influence, which increases our opportunity to get next to those people that work in the Microsoft stores, that run the Microsoft stores, that sponsor events like this. So truly, I wholeheartedly agree with you on those connections. So we're going to jump in, get some of the other authors on the call so that they can talk about what they're doing. Real quickly, shout out in Facebook Live. We got Sonia Y. Single watching us on Facebook. Anthony Abrams watching us on Facebook. We've got a couple of people in Periscope. I've seen some names come across. We'll try to shout you out as we go through. But first, let's talk to our executive sous chef, Pamela Staples Ward. She's an executive sous chef at the Methodist Hospitals located here in Northwest Indiana. She graduated from Lake Cordon Bleu in Mendota Heights, Minnesota, and did her internship at Charlie Trotter's, one of the exclusive restaurants here in Chicago. And she has come from 3 generations cooking soul, which is the title of her book. The definition of soul is to be one of a kind, to surpass, to stand out, and to be unique. Pam is known for her unique creative touch to well-known meals, and she's won numerous awards for her culinary presentations. So we are going out to Pam Staples Ward. Let's get her in on the call. Pam, are you on the call?
I am here, and thank you so much for having me this evening.
Not a problem at all.
I am grateful. I'm blessed.
There you go.
Yes. So I wanted to talk to you all today about my book. My book is very exciting. My book is a cookbook, of course, and it's about generations of myself, my mom, my grandmother, and they carry down different recipes to me, and I wanted to share with everyone. They're very simple. They're very, very touched, to my soul. They have pictures, so you can follow along at any age. You can be 5 years old all the way up until, you're 90. It doesn't matter an age. So anyone can follow the recipes and be enhanced.
So these 3 generations, was it 3 generations in your family where these recipes came from that you're showcasing in your book?
It is. It's myself, my mom, my grandmother, and actually now my daughters are involved. So the next book is going to be 4 generations.
Wow. So Pam, tell us what made you take all these secret recipes that you've been creating over these years? What made you take those and compile those and write this book?
It's been a long time coming. Growing up, I am the last of 6 children. And my mom, all she did was cook. She didn't work. She stayed home and cooked all the time. So I would stay home and, learn her little secrets. And one day I decided after being in the working world that, this is not for me. I want to cook. This is my goal. This is my passion. So I stepped outside the box. And anyone can do that. Step outside the box. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have ambition, do it. Make it happen. Follow your dreams. And that's exactly what I did. And this is the book that I've created. Actually, Ms. Collins, which is one of the authors as well, published the book for me. So she's my publisher, and she will be with us on Saturday.
All right. So tell the people real quickly, why should they come out to this Microsoft All-Star Authors event this Saturday, December 10th from 11 to 4 at the Oakbrook Terrace Center? Why should they come out and meet you and these other phenomenal authors?
Well, we're not only, will they get a chance to meet some of the greatest authors in the U.S., but they will also get to experience some and taste some of the best foods and recipes that are in my book. So they'll come out, they'll get a taste of some very, very, very good food.
Oh, really?
Authors.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I'm not going to eat breakfast then. Okay, I am ready for this, Pam. All right, so
Yes, I'm excited.
so tell them the name of your book again, and tell them if they just can't wait till Saturday, how can they get your book right now?
Absolutely. The name of my book is called Three Generations Cooking with Soul, and that is spelled S-O-L-E, by Pamela Ward. They can get it on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble.
And they can just look it up under the name of the book, or on your name, or both.
They can look it up either way by my name, Pamela Ward, P-A-M-E-L-A-W-A-R-D, or Three Generations Cooking with Soul, and the 3 is spelled out T-H-R-E-E.
All right, fabulous. Pamela Staples Ward. She's the author of Three Generations Cooking with Soul, S-O-L-E. Check her out this Saturday at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event here in the Chicagoland area at the Oakbrook Terrace Center. So thanks, Pam. We're going to put you back into the queue. Don't hang up. We definitely want to come back and talk to you guys as time permits towards the end of the show. So Pam mentioned that one of our featured authors is also a publisher and helped publish her book. That person is none other than my other great friend, my Chi-Town buddy. Her name is Vanessa Collins. Vanessa is an author, a publisher, and she is a certified digital marketing professional. She helps small businesses and entrepreneurs develop digital marketing strategies so that they can monetize their message without getting lost in the sea of technology that is available. She's also a minister. She also has wrote books herself, and she has two publishing companies that she works with to help people get their books done fast. So we are going to bring in, without further ado, my friend Vanessa Collins. Vanessa, are you on the line?
Mic check, mic check. I am here. Mr. Unstoppable, how are you?
Hey, I'm unstoppable. That's what the show says. Thank you so much, Vanessa. How are you?
I am awesome, and I am so excited about seeing you guys on Saturday. Candy mentioned a tour. Now listen, Candy, you don't know Julia and I, but listen, we are always ready to travel. You said tour? Tour? Where are we going? We should be there.
That is so true. So Vanessa and I, we also met on social media. And here's the thing that I want you guys to know. Even though you live in the same city as that next opportunity, sometimes you've got to step outside of the box to find that opportunity. And when I first met Vanessa, let's just be real about it. Vanessa was a Twitter stalker. That was her claim to fame. She found people on Twitter that she liked and that resonated with them, and she stalked them day and night. Anytime they had a broadcast, anytime they had a tweet, Vanessa was there either saying hey about the tweet or retweeting the tweet or sharing the tweet. And that's how our relationship began to grow, because we were interacting with each other even though we had not met each other. And then through that interaction, I found out all these phenomenal things that a sheet of paper just cannot do justice to what Vanessa does. So Vanessa, in 2 minutes, if you can, because your resume is just phenomenal, tell them who Vanessa Collins is and why they should come out and see you on Saturday at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event.
All-Star Authors. Well, listen, Terrance, I am a social media networker, okay? Better known as a stalker.
Better known, yes.
That is just a phenomenal thing about business and being online, and that's one of the reasons why you really need to come out on Saturday to the Microsoft store in Oak Brook, so you can experience some of the fabulous, absolutely fabulous authors that are there. and business connections and collaborators that are there. I am so excited because, one, I am going to get a chance to meet Candy for the first time. I stalked her on Periscope as well. And I love the people that bring great content. And I have a following, I have a tribe, and they count on me to bring great content to them, to share great content with them. So I'm looking forward to that. But here's another secret, Terrance. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The power of social media, the power of collaboration. I am also going to, for the first time, meet Pamela Staple Ward. And yes, I'm her publisher.
Right.
I will actually get a chance to meet her for the first time.
That is phenomenal. I love it. And it just, we'll probably hear this story throughout the course of this show tonight, how people are going to be meeting people for the first time. And I guarantee you that when we get to that store on Saturday morning, there's going to be hugs all throughout the place, because we're already going to feel like we've known each other. We already have invested in each other. And so now meeting each other for the first time is just completing the circle. So, I'm so happy that you guys are going to have that opportunity to do this for the first time. But real quickly, you wear a different hat as a publisher. So if there's somebody who has that message inside of them, there's somebody who is thinking about writing a book but just haven't pulled the trigger yet, from a publisher's point of view, why should they be at this event on Saturday?
You must be at this event on Saturday for a couple of very quick reasons. One, that book that is in your heart, that book that is in your head, will not help anyone until it gets out. You have to put that book out on paper. And then secondly, you are leaving money on the table. You are leaving money in pockets. You're leaving money on the floor. You're leaving money just all over the place because you are not monetizing. And I'm going to put that minister's hat on. You're not being a good steward over what God has given you.
Yes.
I've heard so many people say, God has given me this message, and he gave me this book to write, and I know I'm supposed to do it. Well, listen, if God gave it to you and told you to do it, and you haven't done it, you're not being a good steward. We are going to have at least, there are 3 or 4 publishers that will be there on Saturday. There are 3 or 4 writing coaches that will be there on Saturday. You have no excuse. Do not go into 2017 with those same excuses that have kept you bound.
I love it. I love it. Vanessa, how can they get in contact with you if they just want to get started with you? They heard you on this call right now. They're inspired by you, and they just can't wait till Saturday to reach out to you. How can they get in contact with you right now?
Right now, the best way to get in contact with me is on those social media platforms that I stalk. You can find me on Facebook, Vanessa Collins. You can find my publishing company, Heart Thoughts Publishing, Vanessa Collins, LLC. You can find me on Twitter at Van Collins. Listen, I am out there on social media. I am Googleable. So if you Google me, you will find me.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much. Vanessa Collins, she's your certified digital marketing professional. I just got to say that designation because it's just so cool. She's also your publishing guru, and she's also that person that can coach you to help you get your book done fast. Check her out this Saturday at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event. Thank you, Vanessa. All right, so you are listening and watching the Unstoppable Story Show with Terrance Leftridge, and we are talking to some of the authors and the publishers that are going to be at the Microsoft All-Star Author event with Candy Conda, KC Biz Boss, putting this great phenomenal production together. If you're watching on Periscope or on Facebook Live, you can see on the monitor the great flyer. Candy is smiling, Hall of Famer with her basketball and her latest book, It's Your Go Season. And then you can see some of the authors that are going to be there. We've got Julia Royston, who you'll talk to before this show's over. You've got myself. You've got Pamela Ward, who we've already talked to. Sade Jarrett. She is a mamapreneur, and she is a serial networker, helping people get together and helping entrepreneurs and small businesses move ahead of the game. You just heard from Vanessa Collins, and yes, believe it or not, there are going to be some men there other than myself. We're going to have Jay Humphreys Jr. in the house, as well as Danny Randall. Danny Randall is my client, and we co-authored the book Thoroughly Immersed, A Father's Guide to Not Only Embracing but enjoying the raising of your special needs child. See, Danny is an autism advocate, and he's been raising his son with autism since he was diagnosed at the age of 2. And it is a powerful story that any dad, any man needs to read. So you definitely need to come out and check him out. And finally, we've got Lisa Adams, who's also going to be in the house on Saturday at the Oak Brook Terrace Center, the Microsoft store in Schaumburg, Illinois. Oak Brook, Illinois, I'm sorry. Saturday from 11 to 4. I think we're going to open the doors earlier. We'll get Candy back on to give us some clarification about that. But let's see. Let's get to one of our other authors. We're going to actually go commercial free, but I want to give a shout out to our sponsor this month. Our sponsor this month is Anthony Fonte Coaching out of St. Louis. Shout out to Tony Fonte. He is the coach that you need to get involved with if you are ready to create a new beginning for your life in 2017. Reach out to him at Tony, Tony Fonte, Fonte coaching.com. So we've got Miss Aretha Miss Respect Tatum. She's going to be up next. Aretha Miss Respect Tatum was born and raised in Chicago. She is a minister, an author, a motivational speaker. But writing wasn't her plan. She says it was God's plan. And I think you're going to understand it once you come to this event on Saturday that all of us are walking in our purpose because we stopped following our own plan and we started listening and following his plan. But I ain't going to preach right now. After several amazing encounters, she started writing books which talk about her supernatural experiences and shares the good news of Jesus Christ. So we are going to bring Aretha Miss Respect Tatum onto the line. Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show, Aretha.
Hey, happy Tuesday. How are you?
Woo, hit me with that energy, Aretha. How are you?
I am unstoppable. You should know that.
Okay.
Unstoppable.
I think you need to say that again. You are what?
I am unstoppable. How about that?
All right, show you right. Hey, Aretha, thank you so much for dropping by the Unstoppable Story Show. You are one of the featured authors at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event this coming Saturday. So just take a moment and tell us a little bit about Aretha and why should they come see you this Saturday?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I didn't, as you said, didn't plan on writing a book. It actually was the Lord's doing. And what's so interesting is Vanessa actually published my book. A friend introduced me to her, and she published my book. And my mission started actually after Bible study when we were studying on Jesus could do no mighty works in his own town, and they were offended. And on the way home, someone said on the radio that they were offended in one of the council meetings in the suburbs because they said the name Jesus too much. So I said, wow, they still offended. And that's when the Lord said, write the book, The Problem with Jesus. I said, oh, you want me to do what, Lord?
So that was my first book, which I published through Vanessa's company. And then this is my second book now that I have out, which will be at the All-Star Authors event called The Wonderful Counselor, My Sheep Hear My Voice. And I'm basically telling my story, my testimony of some supernatural experiences that I've had. Many people know of the Lord and they know of God and they talk about God, but a lot of people haven't actually experienced Him. So I have a pleasure of going around telling people of my experiences to encourage them to have that deeper, closer relationship with the Lord.
Oh, I love it. Now, as a minister, you like you said, you go around and you talk to people about the goodness of the Lord, and you probably have even written some sermons and preached some sermons about the goodness of the Lord. But what made you take that next step, that extra leap, and start putting them into books?
Well, it's something about when you hear the Lord say, do something. Loud and clear.
All right.
Because as the book says, my sheep hear my voice. And I heard it, and, true worship is obedience. So I'm going to do what the Lord tells me to do. And then the amazing thing about the Lord is I heard Him ever so gently say, I'll help you with it. So that gave me the confidence to do it, is because I don't have to do it by myself. Anything that God would have you to do, He's going to help you to do it. So just step out on faith and then do it.
And I love it. I love it. And what you said is what Candy and we talked about at the beginning of the show. Sometimes if you just show up, sometimes if you just take that step that He tells you to take, then everything else falls into place. And as you said in your testimony already, you found Vanessa at a time where you needed somebody to help you with your books. And knowing that Vanessa has the love of the Lord inside of her, and she's a minister herself, just look at that divine connection that occurred just because you followed what the Lord told you to do. That's just, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the other amazing thing is I've actually met Vanessa. And the way I met her, when I contacted her and reached out to her, I was going to wait. You know how we procrastinate sometimes.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to reach out to her. And then I started to say, I forgot what weekend it was, but I was going to wait till Monday. And I heard the Lord say, no, call her now. I called her, and it turns out she was in Chicago the next day. So we got a chance to meet face to face at the beginning. And had I not followed the instructions, I would have missed her, and she would have just left Chicago, and I would have had to do everything over the phone. So it's amazing and that's my message, to seek the Lord, find out His plan for your life, and He always has some wonderful plans for us, doesn't He?
Yes, He does. I appreciate you. So if they just can't wait, someone has listened to you, they've heard your energy, Aretha, they like the fact that you go by Miss Respect, and I'm sure that wasn't by accident. How can they get in contact with you to have a deeper relationship with Aretha Miss Respect Tatum?
Well, you can have that, my testimony through the books, which are available, both of them, The Problem with Jesus and The Wonderful Counselor, are available on Amazon. And if you're in the Chicagoland area and can't make it to the Microsoft event, but please try. My books are actually at a bookstore at Ford City Mall, 7601 South Cicero, called APS Books and More, which is Authors Promoting Success. That bookstore is home for the independent authors. So I've been blessed to be able to have my books there as well. And if you want to reach out to me, Miss Respect, MSISPECT, I am social. So you can find me on Facebook, Miss Respect Speaks, or Twitter and Instagram is Miss Respect 1, the number 1, on Twitter and Instagram as well.
All right. I thank you so much, Aretha, for sharing a little bit of time with us with the Unstoppable Story Show. I am definitely looking forward to meeting you and making some new Chicago connections so that we can continue to make this thing go global in 2017.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us, all right?
All right, thank you.
Not a problem. That is Aretha Miss Respect Tatum that was on the Unstoppable Story Show. and she was doing a great job. She gave us a great information. I want to bring Candy back in real quick. Candy, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
So, Candy, you've heard all.
I am. Yeah.
You've heard all the energy from these authors and from these publishers so far. What does that mean to you to know that something that you put together has so many people buzzing and excited about it?
First of all, I'm over the moon. If that, I'm over the moon about it, because a lot of times, I am a visionary. I'm a visionary, and I put things together, and you never know how other people feel about it. So just to hear that everybody's excited, everybody's on board, and then Vanessa just messed my head up all the way when she was like, "We think we're ready to go. Did you say tour?" That was really funny, because I've got people all the time. There's so many authors out here, and everyone says, "Yeah, put a tour together," but it's a lot more, easier than
Easier said than done. Yeah.
Putting together a tour. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to know that some other people are thinking like me and that they're excited.
And that's a good thing to know. And it's good a lot of people, they want to see somebody else do it first before they can believe that it can actually be done. And you are showing people each and every day that if you just have tenacity, if you have vision, if you have a strength and a fortitude, and if you also, you put your faith in God, and then you just go out and do what you need to do, you are showing people that it is possible, you know what I say, to live that unstoppable life.
Right.
So I love it.
Exactly right.
I love it. I love it. And we are going to move on to some of the other authors that are here. You are watching and listening to the Unstoppable Stories Show with Terrance Leftridge. We are talking to Candy Conda, as well as the Microsoft All-Star Authors event that's going to be taking place here in the Chicagoland area on this Saturday, December 10th, from 11 to 4 at the Microsoft store in the Oak Brook Terrace Center. Well, we have got another publisher, because here's the one thing I know. Not everybody needs to work with the same somebody. For every author, there is a publisher that they need to be connected to. For every story, there is somebody that you need to be connected to that's going to help you get your story out there. And too many times we end up looking for the big names, or looking for the so-called gurus, that we don't recognize that somebody, that person that was divinely created to help us get our story out of our head, out into the world, and so that it can actually save some lives, is the person that could be sitting right next to you, or live in the same city that you live in. And so we have another publisher who is great in her own right, and she is a good friend that I also met through social media, by the name of Julia Royston. She's an author, a publisher, and a speaker who travels the country along with her husband Brian to inspire people to live their best life, helping people tell their story and turn their words into wealth. Did y'all hear me say that? Turn your words into wealth. So we are going to scroll down the great queue of Blog Talk Radio, and we are going to bring in the phenomenal Julia Royston. Julia, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Hello, Terrance.
Hello, Julia.
Goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hello to everyone who is on the call tonight and on Facebook Live and on Periscope. Oh, my goodness. It is wonderful. Social media is fantabulous.
Yes.
And I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it too, and I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us on the Unstoppable Story Show. For you guys who's watching on Facebook or on Periscope, you see the lovely, wonderful smile of Julia on the monitor right now. So as they're looking at you, smile back at them, Julia. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, first off, thank you, Terrance. I'm honored to be on the call tonight, and thank you so much, Miss Candy. I can't wait to hug you. Get ready to be hugged and squeezed when I see you on Saturday. I'm ecstatic, and thank you so much to my business BFF, Vanessa Collins for saying, yeah, you're going to be there. Yep, you're getting in the car with me. Yep, you're going and get your books in tow. So I'm excited. I'm excited, over the top excited, because I am a Microsoft girl. So I'll just be in heaven in the store. Besides my book. But I've been publishing and writing seriously for the past, publishing for the past 8 years. 2008, God, it's a running theme tonight. God said, put your book together. So I got the spiral notebooks together, and that's how it happened, 2008. And then 2010, somebody said, I'm going to pay you, and you're going to publish my book. Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. And they did. And that's, the game basically came to me. So God brought the game to me. But I'm really excited about what I'm bringing with me, and the opportunity is just tremendous, and I'm thankful, honored, and humbled for it. I really want to encourage anyone who's out there who has a story, and we all have a story, we all have a book in us, that as Vanessa said earlier, you've got to be a good steward of that and get your words out there. Besides leaving money on the table, on the floor, on the roof, on the ceiling, you are also an answer to someone's question. You are a solution to someone's problem. You are medicine for someone's pain. Someone needs your words. And then, of course, your words can be turned into wealth. So really think about that. I have an ongoing class, a writing class. There's another one that starts on Monday, December 12th. And so if you're interested in that, see me on Saturday or reach out to me on social media everywhere. So I'm really excited about what all God has put in my hands to do, and the connections. There truly is power in collaboration. I have watched Candy Periscope. I have listened to your show, Terrance. It has just been incredible, the power of people coming together like-minded. And yes, I always have my bag packed, Candy. So when Vanessa packed her bags, I got my bag ready too. So we're ready on the tour. And I'm really serious about it because I'm a major traveler. So I enjoy that. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, you know what? Trust me, Candy is taking notes, and she's taking names of these people who are serious, who are putting it out on social media, on the Unstoppable Story Show, to millions of people that they are ready to make this tour happen. So I am definitely glad to hear that people are catching the vision and that you are ready to make it happen. But you know, Julia, someone has listened to you right now, and they just can't wait till Saturday to meet you. So how can they get in contact with you right now? How can they have a deeper conversation with you right now?
Oh my goodness, I'm everywhere you want to be. I'm on all social media. BK Royston is the name of my company. There's B as in boy, K as in king, and then my last name, ROYSTON Publishing.com. That's BK Royston Publishing.com. Julia is my first name, Julia, Royston, ROYSTON. I'm on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere you want to be. And also, if you are really interested in taking your words to the next level, reach out to me, email me, bkroystonpublishing@gmail.com, and reach out to us. Send me an instant message and say, I'm ready to take my message to the masses and turn my words into wealth.
I love it. I love it. Julia Royston, you guys, bkroystonpublishing.com. And she's going to be one of our featured authors and publishers at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event this Saturday here at the Microsoft store in the Oak Brook Terrace Center. So definitely you want to come out and meet her and meet all these phenomenal authors and publishers that you've heard on the show so far. We're running close to the end, so I want to make sure we get everybody in. So I know we have Tiffany Turnbull Kennedy, who's also on the call. She is an American author who's been an advocate for education for children for many years. And see, this is the one quick thing I want to know. If you come out on Saturday, you are going to find people who are talking about children. You're going to find people who are talking about adult situations. You're going to find people who are talking about causes. You're going to find people who are talking about ways to help you become a better cook. You're going to be talking to people that are going to give you quick, easy ways to help you get your book out there fast. And you're going to be talking to people like myself that's going to hold you accountable to getting through each step of that process. So this is invaluable for you to be there this Saturday. So let's bring in on the call our next author. Her name is Tiffany Turnball Kennedy. Let me scroll through and see where we find Tiffany. Tiffany, are you on the call?
Hi, I'm here. How are you?
Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
I am blessed by the best.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on the Unstoppable Story Show this evening. How are you? And tell us a little bit about Tiffany and why she loves to write children's books.
Well, first of all, I would like to take the time out to thank Candy for this opportunity. We actually met through a mutual friend. Her name is Delisha. So thank you, Delisha, again for introducing me to such a wonderful person. So I look forward to meeting Candy. And I also want to thank you, Terrance, for this opportunity, because a lot of times as an author, as a publisher, we don't have that platform available to us to get our unstoppable stories out there. So I really appreciate this opportunity that you're giving me at this time.
You are so welcome. That is exactly what the show was created for, to have a platform for you to showcase what it is that you do. So tell us, what is it that you do?
Well, mainly, I am, like you said, I am an advocate for education for children. I think all children should have a solid foundation for learning. So it was my intention to just be as educational and entertaining as possible with my stories, because as we know, knowledge is power. So my intention as an author was to write stories that would help children to be able to understand the main ideas of a story, to help them with their reading comprehension, to be able to pick out important details in a story, to be able to make predictions. What will happen next? What's the character thinking, or why did the character do that? To build up vocabulary skills. And most important, to learn some very important, valuable lessons in life that our young people need to know. Our young people today need to know how gifted they are, how special they are, and how talented they are. And I wanted to write stories that will encourage, to empower, and uplift our young people. So my stories, they're entertaining, they're funny, but they're educational as well.
I love it. And you know, I was just listening to a famous actor this morning, Courtney Vance, and they were talking about their twins. They're about to be 10 years old, and the radio announcer was asking him what was he going to get his kids for Christmas, and he said, and it just blew me away. Well, you know what? The kids in my house, we are not into the electronics, so there ain't gonna be no Xbox, there ain't gonna be no PlayStation, but we are gonna get them books. Because that's a lost art with our children. Giving them books that not only they can relate to and want to read, but books that are going to continue to educate them in the process as well as entertain them. So I am so glad that you are one of those authors that are creating that type of literature that our kids can not only learn from, but be excited to read.
Right, and I agree with you. And it's also important for young people not only to get educated when they're reading, but they want to be entertained. And so that's why the characters in my book are characters that young people will be able to identify with, because they're school supplies. So when young people read my stories, they're like, wow, this is a pencil, this is a crayon, this is a scissor, and this is something that they recognize with, because this is stuff they've used in school. So I wanted to come up with characters that children will be able to easily identify with, but they also can tell who's the main characters in the story and also who's the villain in the story.
I love it. So if they come out to the Microsoft store this Saturday and they come across Tiffany Kennedy's table, not only can you buy a new Surface Pro for your child, but you can actually buy them a book that they are going to just thoroughly embrace, thoroughly enjoy, and become thoroughly immersed in as well. Is that what you're saying, Tiffany?
That's exactly what I'm saying, because actually I have two books. My first book is called No School for Evil Racer, and that book was mainly about a fourth grade little boy who was excited about going to school, but one of his school supplies get a little jealous of the other school supplies.
Wow.
So you have to find out what's in the story. And the reason it's called No School for Evil Racer, because the evil racer is actually the villain in the story. But I don't want to give it away because you have to purchase the book. But the second book I have is called Be Good, Evil Racer, Be Good, which is actually a continuation from the first story. So it's a series. So it's something they would definitely enjoy. It's a Christmas stuffer. It's a nice birthday gift. It's the kind of books that you can read as a family. It's learning tools that you can use in the classroom. So these are awesome books, and I look forward to meeting everybody. I'm very engaging. I'm a communicator. I love people. So please come out and support all of the authors. So there's so much great talent that's going to be there this Saturday, and I'm just excited and fired up about the whole event.
Yes, indeed. And we are so glad that you reached out to Candy and that you guys made the connection. And now that we're going to get to showcase those two powerful books that you have for children at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event this Saturday. But again, Tiffany, somebody is looking to buy their child a book tonight. How can they get in contact with you and get a copy of either one of your books if they wanted to do it right now?
That's an awesome question. And this is what they can do. If you want to get the book today, you can either reach me on Facebook. I'm under Tiffany Kennedy. You can inbox me, and I will send you all the information you need. I also can be contacted by Instagram under Tiru Tiffany. That's TiruLetiffany. And I reach and make contact with everybody. So if you send me out something, I promise to contact right away with the information. So please, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you.
Fantastic. Tiffany Kennedy. She is going to be at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event this Saturday from 11 to 4 at the Oak Brook Terrace Center, and she's going to be sharing her powerful books with you guys as well. So we definitely want you to be in the place on this Saturday. I know we are winding down, but we do have a couple of other people in the queue. I know there are a couple of other authors who are going to be at the event jumped in. So here's what I'm going to do. The show is already automatically extended for 30 minutes. We're not going to go 30 minutes, but if there's anybody who needs to leave us right now, any of the authors that need to leave us right now, I completely understand. Candy, if you need to leave us, let me pull Candy back in real quick. Candy, I know you're exhausted. You got about 10 more minutes in you, or you need to leave us?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So I see that we have another author, and thank God we got another man that's going to be part of the All-Star Authors event this Saturday. And he's none other than my personal friend and one of my coaching clients by the name of Danny Randall. I spoke about him earlier. Danny is an autism advocate, and he has started a new cause called Danny the Autism Dad, and he's going to give you tips about dealing with autism from a man's point of view. And he's also the author of the book Thoroughly Immersed, and Thoroughly Immersed is not only embracing the raising of a special needs child, but it's also enjoying the raising of the special needs child. So we're about to bring Danny in on the call. Danny, you got some feedback in the back, so we might need you to take your phone off a speaker and just put it up to your ear. Let's try that again. Danny Randall, are you on the call?
You got me?
Hello? Yeah, I got you. Danny, how are you?
I'm humbled and honored to be a part of this.
Wow. Welcome to the Unstoppable
man,
Story Show again. Danny has been on the show before talking about his book, Thoroughly Immersed. But for our audience, our Facebook audience, as well as our Periscope audience, as well as our returning Blog Talk Radio audience, tell them a little bit about you and what made you decide to write a book.
Well, at first I thought my life was complete. You know, I was a police officer at night and a football coach during the day. I had the beautiful wife and the precious daughter and then a big strapping son. I thought my life was complete until I got the diagnosis that he had autism. And that sort of rocked me to my core. And I guess the big fellow said, hey, I'm not done with you. You got another assignment here. And that was advocating for dads with sons with autism.
So you got the diagnosis of your son, Daniel, when he was 2. And how old is he now?
Mm-hmm. He's 16.
So what has those 14 years been like from a dad's perspective of raising their special needs child?
Well, it's been challenging. It's been challenging, but having this autism, having a child like that, has strengthened me, has humbled me, he practically made me complete. Luke 22:32 says, when a man is converted, then he is to strengthen his brothers. That's what autism has done for me. That's why I've been a strong advocate for it. And when you have to strengthen other men. A lot of men have trouble going through life with the son, when the son's diagnosed with autism as a man. You want that young man to be in your image, but I was met with a special challenge, and I've been grace of God, I've been facing it head on.
Wow. So what is it that you want your book to say to other men that may be going through some similar things that you've been dealing with in raising your special needs child? What's the message you want them to walk away from your book with?
Well, I am sharp as iron. You got to stay encouraged, stay involved. You have to embrace the challenge. You can't run. The God can't bless you if you run away from your challenge. I heard Pastor John Hammond say, whatever you're going through in your life, you was anointed for that. So, but a lot of people don't realize that. I was anointed for this. I didn't choose to have a son with autism. You know, I wasn't forewarned.
Right.
So when it came to me, I had to embrace it. And it's been challenging, but I've also found joy in it.
Wow. And, it's similar to what Minister Aretha Tatum said earlier in our call. She wasn't looking to write a book, but it was in God's plan for her to write a book. She was anointed to write the books that she has written, just like you were anointed. You weren't looking to write a book. When we met in the parking lot and we talked about my book and you were talking about it, that wasn't on your mind to write a book, but something inside of you told you that you needed to write this book, right?
Well, it's my assignment. Like I said, I thought my life was complete. I was a police officer, a job I loved during the nighttime. It was a football coach at Lindblom High School, doing excellent. Turned to a team around the season before I got there. They didn't win one game. I coached them to the city championship. Like I said, I thought my life was complete until this diagnosis came along. I guess I was chosen for this. Did I ask him to do it? No. Like I said, I didn't go to God and ask for something with autism. So there has to be a purpose in this, and I found the purpose. I found my platform. I looked at when you have a child like this, you should look to be encouraged and look to encourage every day. That's how you stay blessed. You got to be a blessing to somebody.
Wow. And we are so glad that you are going to be part of the Microsoft All-Star Authors event, talking about your book, Thoroughly Immersed, A Father's Guide to Embracing and Enjoying the Raising of Their Special Needs Child. And again, I tell you this all the time, but I love telling you this publicly. I am so thankful that you allowed me to come along with this journey with you, to help you co-author this book, and to see how it has literally changed lives since you have put that book out there for the world to see. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday, okay?
Okay. I like to thank you, and I like to thank Casey, Big Boss, for allowing me this opportunity. And now, when is the tour bus leaving? I heard it. When is that tour bus leaving?
Well, you know, when this tour is going to be so hot, Danny. Are you listening? This tour,
you got me.
This tour is going to be so hot that we're going to need a police escort. So get some of your buddies together. Let's get a caravan so we can get that bus out there and save some lives, okay?
You got it. And I've been listening. I'm sitting here on the laptop now. Somebody's going to be cooking there, right? Who's going to be doing the cooking?
Listen, it looks like somebody's going to be cooking, somebody's going to be preaching, somebody's going to be showing people how to write a book, somebody's going to be showing people how to publish a book. Somebody may walk out of that store a published author, and they were just a thought in their head when they walked in the store. That's how powerful this day is going to be. And I'm glad that you, along with our other fabulous authors, are going to be a part of it. So, Danny, we're gonna let you go, but thank you so much for dropping into the Unstoppable Story Show this evening, okay?
Thank you so much. God bless everybody.
You are so welcome. All right, Danny Randall. He is the author of Thoroughly Immersed, A Father's Guide to Embracing and Enjoying the Raising of His Special Needs Child. We've got some people in Facebook Live. We've got Kimberlyn Burks. Kimberlyn saw my books in the background. Yes, I am an author. That's why I'm part of it as well. You can reach out and get a copy of either one of my books, You Are Unstoppable or The Power of Collaboration, by going to unstoppablecoaching.com/book. And it's right there. It's right there on the homepage when you go to unstoppablecoaching.com. You can get a copy of the book. And I'll also be talking to people who are looking to get started with either having a ghostwriter write their book or getting the bare bones together of getting an outline together and putting that manuscript together. I have an Unstoppable Results 6-month book coaching program where we walk you through all the steps of getting that book out of your head into that manuscript. And then we've got a team that works together to help you get that book published and out there. But we don't stop there. We get you on shows just like this show, the Unstoppable Story Show, to promote your book even before the book is finished so that you can get that exposure before you get the sales. As Julia said, we want to help you turn your words into wealth. But the one thing you need to know is you can start getting wealthy even before the words hit the page by getting the exposure that you need with the stories that you have to give out there. So definitely there are a host of opportunities for you to talk to professionals who have not only written books, who have published books, and who have gone out and market and gotten exposure for their books and for their bigger causes just by showing up to this event, the Microsoft All-Star Authors event this Saturday at the Microsoft Store here at the Oak Brook Terrace Center. So I am scrolling through the phone. I think we may have Sade Jarrett, also one of the authors that's part of the Microsoft All-Star Authors event. Let me see if she is available. Sade Jarrett, are you on the call?
I am. I'm here.
Hey, Sade Jarrett, how are you?
I'm blessed. I'm doing good. How are you?
We are doing great. Glad you could make it in. You have just had a recent book of your own, a collaborative book called Live Your Best Life. Your life is the message. And you have 2 chapters in that book. So talk to us about, first of all, who you are and what you talked about in the book, the collaborative book that you're just a part of.
Well, I'm Sade Jarrett of Rainfall, where simplicity makes the biggest statement. And yes, I did co-author Live Your Best Life with other authors. My 2 chapters is about breaking the barriers, and the other one is frame of mind. Breaking the barriers is basically the obstacles, the things that you went through, or basically how I went through to overcome the certain things that happened in my life without giving you everything. And then frame of mind is the mentality. I had to basically change my mind. I had to change the things I was doing, by first changing my mind and seeing things differently. So that chapter kind of talks about the frame of mind I had to be able to get through the things that I've been through.
Wow. So you are we can hear, you are also a mom. You have 5 kings that you are raising. So tell us from a mom's point of view, what has it been like? What has the experience been like writing the book and showing your kids the possibilities of being an entrepreneur like you're doing right now?
It's a thing. I definitely teach my kids, it doesn't matter what you go through, what you've been through, you can definitely overcome anything. I mean, I was a teen mom. The teen mom still finishing my education. I have my bachelor's, finishing up my master's, bought my own house, wrote my own book. Just let them not stop what they want to do, regardless when things don't never see like it may not seem like it's going good, but to never give up on your dreams or whatever you want to accomplish. And it will go forth. And I'm showing them that it don't matter what you've been through, no matter how bad it is, you'll definitely get through it. And definitely with the grace of God, definitely got through it all.
All right. So tell us, why should someone come out and see you this Saturday at the Microsoft All-Star Authors event?
Why not see me? Come out to see me to definitely get to know me better, to understand the journey that I went through, live your best life, and basically how you can get started as well, how we can communicate, collaborate. It can be anything with mothers, with kids. My kids are getting into sports. I don't know, we might have something in common. We can collaborate on something on that. It can be anything. Just get to know me, understand the journey, and understanding that your life is the message. Like, don't silence your voice. It definitely needs to be heard, and somebody's waiting for it. So why not? Come out and meet us all. Meet all of them.
I love it. I love it. So thank you so much. We're going to let you get back to your kids, but we are definitely glad you were able to jump in for a minute and share your message with us on the Unstoppable Story Show. And you guys, you be looking out for Sade Jarrett, because there's something phenomenal that's going to be happening early next year, and we want you guys to be a part of the Sade Jarrett experience and help you reign in your unstoppable purpose. Thanks, Sade.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Okay, so I think you guys got the idea. This is going to be a phenomenal event, and as I bring Candy back in to close us out, you've heard so many reasons why you should be at the All-Star Author event at the Microsoft Store this coming Saturday. But Candy, let's give you the final word. Why do you think that any aspiring author, anyone who's got a manuscript, anyone who's looking to get published, anyone who's looking to get their message out there, why should they be there Saturday?
Well, I'm going to keep it short and say a couple of things. For one thing, I think that I've learned, what I've learned during all of my travels and all of the tour that I'm doing right now is you have to show up. There's just power in actual physical face-to-face meeting with people. The energy that runs through physical networking just outruns and outbeats any kind of call and technology. It's just a physical meeting of people. I just have seen some amazing things happen. Just, short of miraculous, even with myself and what I've done this weekend. It was one thing to, have phone conversations and conference calls and things of that nature. It was a totally, different type of energy, meeting all these people and working through networking people one-on-one and meeting them face-to-face. That's number one. The second thing is I agree wholeheartedly with Vanessa. If you're going to think about doing a book, if you're thinking you're leaving money on the table, and more importantly, there are a lot of companies that have monies for books and materials, and I tell my clients this all the time. They may not bring you out to speak, but they definitely have money for books and materials, and it helps you to extend your brand. And a lot of times, like I said, people may not hire you to speak, but they definitely will buy your book. They will. I saw someone on the Facebook page asking you about your book. Where can you get your book? It's just something, that's it's special, and educational and informative about, having a physical book. So, or even a digital book, but just having one and being able to share your story. And then last but not least, the people that are going to be in the room, the publishers, the writers, the writing coaches, the ghost writers like myself, and authors. I mean, you have all these people all in one building. Why not come and take advantage of it?
Yes, indeed. I love it. And you know what? I love you not only for putting on an event like this, but, continuing to share your message and showing people how they can go to the next level of what it is they're trying to do in this small business arena, in this entrepreneurial arena. You are doing great things, and, I'm going to give you accolades as long as I know you. But thank you for, again, the inclusion of all of us in this this special event and this upcoming tour. Because, as the accountability coach, I wrote down every name of every person that said they was ready to get on the bus. So we are going to be doing some follow-up.
And I heard Danny, he's got somebody cooking. He got all kinds of stuff. He wasn't playing. But I want to say one more thing to the authors. If you guys would just make a last-minute push, invite out people, hold them accountable to come and support. Because a lot of times we just assume that just because we put it on Facebook or just because we put it out on Twitter that people are going to come up. Send out an email. Call some people, say, hey, come out, come and support us, come and see what it is that I'm doing. And, and not only support me, but, support my network. And that's what I would like to charge everyone to do. That even if you just call up 3 or 4 people and say, hey, just come out, stop out and, see me in person, see what I'm doing. Go shopping at Oprah.
Right.
Tell them Macy's and Nordstrom is right next door. Apple Store.
Strategically placed. Yes, definitely.
Bribe them. Bribe them with the Cheesecake Factory. That always works.
Right. You was going to buy a Surface Pro anyway. Come on and buy it out here. And then get more than what you bargained for.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Well, Candy, as always, thank you so much. That's Candy Conda, affectionately known as KC Biz Boss. She is the creator of the Microsoft All-Star Authors event that's taking place here at the Microsoft store in the Oak Brook Terrace Center this Saturday, December 10th. You have no excuse not to be there. We just gave you all a phenomenal sneak peek of all the different colorful authors that you're going to be able to talk to. You're going to be able to rub shoulders with. We gave you some publishers that are going to be on site to get you started, to get you motivated, to get you moving in the right direction. And if nothing else, here's an opportunity to expand your circle of influence and continue to gain exposure for what it is you want to do, so that you can start in 2016 to start living your unstoppable life in 2017. I told you throughout this conversation, many of these people I met through the power of social media and the power of collaboration. And I not only call them colleagues, I call them friends, because we have built that relationship. And that relationship has allowed each and every one of us to grow, either grow personally or grow in a business standpoint or grow our circle of influence, just because we've taken the time to get together. We want to add you to that circle of influence, but the only way that's going to happen is if you come out, if you show up, if you take the time to invest in yourself to the level that you expect to get a return. Get that book out of your head, get it on paper, so that you can go out and save somebody's life. That's our show. I'm Terrance, the Unstoppable Coach Leftridge with Unstoppable Coaching Services and the host of the Unstoppable Story Show. As always, I don't want you to have a great week, but until I connect with you in person on Saturday, you go out and make it an unstoppable week. And here's to living your life on the next level. Take care.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right. right, family out there in Facebook and Periscope land, thank you so much. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Aretha. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, all of you who showed up. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Sade, for coming in. I know you had some other things to do. Thank you, Billy Miller, for joining in. Thank you, Kimberly Burks, for joining in. And definitely reach out to me so we can get you a copy of that book. And everybody who's going to watch the replay, I encourage you, recognize that you have a story. You have an unstoppable story. And Candy's saying in the chat room that doors are opening up on Saturday at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. at the Microsoft Store, Oakbrook Terrace Center, Oakbrook Mall. Saturday morning, December 10th. We want to see you there. But recognize each and every one of you have an unstoppable story, and you were created to tell that story. Now come get the tools so that you can go tell that story and make a difference in the lives of each other. Don't just make it a great day, make it an unstoppable day. And here's to living your life on the next level, as I try to get out of all of these Periscopes and Facebook Lives. Take care, you guys.